Last week on Casting Broad, we talked about farm animals. But this week we're talking about inventions.
With Tom and Matt.
There we
I'm
go.
Matt.
I'm Tom. Damn it!
We're talking about how we needed to start introducing ourselves smoothly at the start of every show. Mm-hmm. And that was our first attempt. At least we got it. At least I think now people will know that I'm a Matt.
And I'm a Tom.
Yeah, so I think even with the fact that we didn't do it that well, it still would be conveyed, which is the main thing, just identification.
Yep, that's good.
And before we get into this week's topic, we said last week that if we did farm animals, hopefully such a banal subject would mean we wouldn't have to do any apologies. But unfortunately, Tom, you sort of turned yourself into a bit of a accidental pedophile there at the end.
In a way, I did. Yes, I did. I got cornered, didn't I, in the lightning round?
Yeah.
And there was a bit of a gun to my head moment. And when asked which farm animal I would sleep with, I said a lamb.
You did say a lamb.
See,
did you mean a sheep? Is that where you wanted to, or was it just because lambs are cute, so you were thinking... Still kind of pedophile-ish, really, because
they're just so young and innocent, and it's just like it's not good. It's not. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what the attraction was. I don't know, but it was.
But that's why pedophiles are attracted to children.
I mean, is it any worse to sleep with a lamb than it is to
At least
sleep
I believe
with a
that's
sheep?
why pedophiles are. Sorry?
Is it any worse to sleep with a lamb than it is to sleep with a sheep?
Yes, because a lamb is a baby, or it's a toddler. It's a toddler sheep.
Okay. So for that, I am sorry.
But in his defence, it was the lightning round. He didn't have time to think about what he was saying because that's the whole idea of the lightning round.
It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. That lightning round, it will get you. It'll get the truth out of you.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it gets us this week, huh?
I think you'd be a good lawyer, actually, going by that.
Oh, because I can provide a good defence. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when my client said that he wanted to have sex with a lamb, he was in a position which any of us could have been in. The lightning round. The lightning round, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is a sacred space. A space without judgment. Otherwise, it could not be the lightning round, a cornerstone to our podcast.
And you just cut to me in the courtroom, just like wearing a T-shirt with a wee lamb on it. So,
Yeah.
like, giving the thumbs up to the jury.
I'm sorry.
But the show today, as I mentioned in that song that I spent hours working on, is Inventions.
We're doing Inventions this week.
Got a couple of our own.
We do.
As well as a few that we're going to be talking about.
We're doing some Lion's Den later on.
Oh, yeah.
Lion's
Den or Dragon's Den? Is the Lion's Den our version of it?
Oh, it is called the Dragon's Den, isn't it?
There's the Dragon's Den and the Shark Tank.
What is a Lion's Den then? Is that a figure of speech, or did I just make that up in my...
The Beaver's Dam could be our one.
The Beaver's Dam... Why would it be the Beaver's Dam?
I don't know. We just said an animal in a little place that they hang out.
It's like could ideas cobbled together and thrown together last minute sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, it's called the Beaver's Dam.
Yep.
That's what it's called
Later
now.
on in the show, the Beaver's Dam.
Was Lion's Den a thing, or did I just totally make that up?
The Lion's Den is like, you get thrown into the Lion's Den is like into the danger zone.
Okay, yeah, so it's a figure of speech at least.
Yeah,
I thought I might have just been totally pulling that out of thin air.
Nah, those lions, they have dens.
Okay, right.
They sure do have dens.
It's kind of like American Idol with that show, right?
Yep.
Where a lot of people, like I imagine, other than the finals and the really late stages, probably the most highest rated episodes are the very first ones where they're trying out.
Yep.
And, obviously you get the really bright spark, oh, you're going to Hollywood. But then there's those train wrecks too, which everyone tunes in for.
Yeah, man.
I think that's why I got a lot of enjoyment out of Dragon's Den too, because you would get some people coming in. One of the funniest ones that actually, they did a follow-up, and it did actually succeed in the end. She actually made decent coin out of it, and it was just seemingly the worst idea you could come up with.
What was it?
The Shiwi. This woman invented what is essentially a voluntary colostomy bag. So you got a lot of shit to do around the house, you're dealing with things, you don't have time to go to the loo, and so you just piss into this bag. And the guy...
Who's that busy?
Huh?
Who's that busy?
Who's that? Oh, who's that busy? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were asking a way of asking who the woman is.
No,
Who's that busy?
Who that busy?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. That's kind of what they said. I know... homemakers and business people and whoever you want to name, I know they've got a lot to do.
Yeah,
but who has never had enough time to
know.
go to the toilet?
Yeah, unless you're like in the middle of like trying to like break some world record for like, I don't know what, like just the longest walker without, I don't know, but.
And so little time that you view as a better option pissing on yourself, essentially.
Letting it happen. And is this thing visible? Is it like, or is it like?
No, it's sort of like tucked under. Like you're not just wearing it on the outside.
It must be audible though. Like if you're in a quiet room and you just heard some like water happening.
But here's the thing though, Tom. Who jumps to that conclusion? Like if I heard that, I'd be like, "Is there a leaky pipe or anything?" I wouldn't be like, "Is the person next to me pissing into a bag?" I wouldn't think that.
It'd be so good if that ever happened and two people, they both had one, and then just like one of them just pats their thigh, just like showing that they got a shiwi too.
Yeah.
It'd be a great moment. Definitely become soulmates.
Definitely. And yeah, as I said, like she actually, so they laughed her out of the room.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, lady. That's the stupidest thing we've ever heard of.
Man.
And she actually, people caught on to it and went, yeah, I am pretty busy. I want the shiwi bag. You had some ones from the internet,
mate, though. Absolute clunkers. Worse than the shiwi.
Worse, okay.
Worse than the shiwi. Have you heard about baby cages?
Baby cages. Can I guess what it is? Is it
Go
self-explanatory?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Guess what it is.
Well, I mean, I guess they sort of already have these, but they're sort of like, you know, like they don't have baby cages, but they do have those things you sort of put around, but like a baby pen. Isn't that what it's called?
That's like a little playpen. Little guys that Tommy Pickles was always breaking out of with his little toy screwdriver.
Yeah, make sure they don't run into the kitchen and spill some hot water. You know, sensible.
Okay. Yeah, sensible.
But, and a baby cage, I'm assuming, is like a kind of thing kind of like where you put a cat in to move it from place to place.
It's worse.
No, what is it?
The baby cage was invented in the 1920s by a mother who was sick of her baby just walking around and just kind of making a mess all over the floor. She really wanted to have a clean carpet.
Yep.
So she came up with the idea of the baby cage. And what the baby cage is, it's a cage that you fasten to your window. So the baby's, it's like for people in apartment buildings. And the baby's sitting in the cage so they get fresh air and a view, and they can just hang out there, sort of hanging out the window, while you have a undisturbed, clean apartment floor.
Oh, so it's completely separated from the apartment.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
They just like they clip it on.
Clip it on?
Yeah.
Did any babies die?
None reported dying, but there was like, obviously, if they really took off,
if they mass-produced
happened.
them, it would have, of course, happened.
Like one mum who like hit the sherry a little bit too hard, just forgets one clip. Strong wind comes along.
I'm almost getting sold on this idea though. What if, like, obviously we can't have them at Kmart, just like go get one off the shelf and fucking attach it to your window.
Yeah,
we can't do that. But what if a feature of apartments being built?
Yeah.
Was, oh, and by the way, we've got a built-in baby cage. So you don't... I mean, it's part of the building. It's never going to come
So, like, it would be like the window is kind of extended outwards a little bit. So it's kind of like there's a little shelf there where you can lock them in.
Yeah. And maybe it can double as a window. So there's a way of sort of, like, unlatching it and latching it to the side so it doesn't blow around. So then you can just have an open window, like a normal window. But then, like, when you close it, I mean, I'm just making this up as I go along.
Yeah.
But then when you close it, it's not just a window, it's actually like a kind of inverted box that can fit a baby inside.
Are you imagining bars? What are the walls? What's the baby looking at?
Bars. Well, I guess otherwise they suffocate, right? If you put like a...
You're going to have some kind of ventilation system.
It could be like just like a little window thing, but with air holes.
And you can have like a little, on the side of it, like the little guinea pig feeders, just with like a little bit of breast milk.
Yeah.
Just crawl over there.
I mean, this sounds awful, but the thing is, we're thinking with growing people minds.
Yeah.
Babies would fucking love it.
They would.
They would be all above the sky. There'd be babies who are afraid of heights and so
little hamster wheel in there.
Yeah, you can't put that in the baby cage, but some babies would love it. Some babies would love it. Some would be like, yeah, I'm going to the baby cage. Yeah, it's my favourite time of day.
And you couldn't call it the baby cage though, right? Like you need
the baby box.
Baby box.
Done. It's got alliteration built in too. Yeah. God, that woman was an idiot. I thought a baby box like that. She had all her life to think of that.
Pictures of them, and they look real. It's like super thin metal. They're like real rusty looking, and the babies look terrified. They look so terrified.
Oh God. Another one?
Not take off. More bad ideas. Have you heard about the Neck Pro?
The Nick Pro. No, I haven't. Now, again, let me try and
Yeah, you can guess. I like this. Yeah.
Nick Pro. So, I know that a lot of people complain about neck pain.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're on the right track.
And
Yeah.
I know it's an awful invention.
Yeah, a real bad one.
A real bad one. Well, I can't take too long to think here because it'll make for bad listening. So I'm just going to jump in and say it's sort of like a collar you can attach to your neck that pulsates and sort of massages your neck to get rid of kinks.
No, if only it was.
Okay.
The Neck Pro was invented for people who have neck problems and posture problems. And it's a little like thing of material and it goes around your neck and jaw, and it supports your head. But the way it supports your head is by a rope that is attached to the ceiling.
It's a noose.
It's pretty much a noose.
Who made this? When was it invented?
It's a real invention. It got patented, it was marketed and sold, and people bought it. But
this made it to boxes and shelves.
Yeah, dude. But then, of course, people did it, and then they misused it, and then they ended up causing more injury. There was no deaths, but there was near deaths. The Neck Pro.
And that was for neck pain, was it? That was for...
Yeah.
Does that even, assume it can't cause injury and be fatal? Does the concept even make sense?
I don't know. I don't know the science behind the Neck Pro, but it's online. You can look it up. It is just an absolute shitter of an idea.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that does sound...
Third one. Number 3. You ready for another one?
Yeah.
How about this? The Goldfish Walker.
The Goldfish Walker.
The Goldfish Walker. What are you imagining? What do you think that is?
I mean, I'm thinking someone wanted a way to walk their goldfish like you would a dog.
Yep.
And they did this by coming up with a little miniature tank attached to wheels and a string so you could sort of wheel it around the neighborhood.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yes! Sweet. I'm thinking like a shitty inventor.
And the last one, which is one that I actually think is it's kind of like, it's a terrible idea, but also kind of fun. It's a necklace that has just a wine glass at the end of it. So you can go hands-free whining.
That's probably the worst. I think that's the worst of the 4, that one.
But how often have you been telling a story with a wine glass in hand and then you spilled it? You got a little red wine, overflow, boom. It's on your best friend's carpet. All of a sudden you owe him $500 to hire a rug doctor.
Hold on. I was imagining a glass in my head wrapped around your neck.
Yeah.
It's not like a flask, it's open?
No, it's like a glass.
But that would be so much worse for what you're describing.
I don't know.
You're just swinging around your neck a fucking open glass with
wine
in it.
How much do you move your chest when you're talking?
Oh, man. I mean, it's a shame that we're in a professional studio because if you're actually pitching this as it could work, I would love to next week come in with that invention and see if we can make it the whole podcast without spilling anything because I'm pretty sure we wouldn't.
We could do it with water.
They allow water bottles. They allow water bottles in here, man. But if you come in with something that's designed that it's likely to spill, I'm pretty sure we'd be happy with that. Oh, that would be like a legend for the next future years as well. This one time, these fucking guys.
How about this next party I go to or next drinks? I'll try this out. I'll make myself my own little wine glass necklace. And I'll rock it all night long, and then we'll be able to I'll measure the stains. I'll get some photos of the stains if there are any. If there are any, I'll even do red wine on a white T-shirt.
Okay, that way you can't mistake it.
And we can upload a photo of the aftermath if there is any,
and we'll report back with our findings.
Yeah,
for science.
Yeah, or alcoholism.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah,
both. Yeah. You don't have to have just one. Okay, now, my worst inventions. Now, I didn't think of this like you. I didn't go to the internet and, find ones that are unknown.
Yeah.
I was thinking of inventions that sort of have come about. They're commercial, they're available all over the place. But really, if we could, we'd just reverse them.
Yes.
Okay?
This is good. I like this, yeah.
So, I'm going to start with recorders.
The instruments?
Yeah.
Ah, this is interesting.
Shittiest instrument ever.
Because...
Okay.
When I was at high school, I used to be in a band, not a good band, but one thing that this band did well was use the recorder.
They actually incorporated it into their music.
And which is not easy to do.
No, that's why I brought it in.
Because they do sound like rat shit most of the time.
But they sound good with... Oh, no, sorry. I thought you were talking about the band for a second. Yeah, so they sounded shit, but then they brought the recorder in. It was
both. The band,
yeah. Okay, all right. But my argument, and let me see if you disagree with this, with that example. I'm just saying, look, why don't you just get a flute? Like, the flute is the better recorder.
Yeah.
To me, the only reason tell me, would they work as good with the flute, or was it the recorder? Yeah, the
Hell
band.
no. Oh, the band or the kids?
The band. Would it be as good if they had a flute?
It would have been better.
Yeah, well, there you go. And yeah, the only reason...
For, like, money, man. Not everyone can afford a flute. That's why they teach recorder at school, because they're just so cheap.
That's my point, okay? Music should be, like, if it's a kid who's got, like, the bug, who, like, wants to, I watch all these, bands on the TV, I want to play an instrument.
Yep.
It's like, okay, there's an extracurricular thing that you'll do now. Like, your parents might buy you a really shitty starter guitar, and then if you're still sticking with it in 6 months, but it's kind of like a individual by individual basis. Somehow schools have got it in their mind that just any part of any well-rounded individual is you should learn to play an instrument. No, man, if you're not really driven by that, just take some more time to teach them some basic math and reading and writing or so forth. Music's not for everybody.
But what about that kid who's got the parents who don't appreciate the arts, and they don't see the point in having paintings on the wall. And so this kid, he's going to be an engineer, and he's never going to paint, and he's never going to draw, and he's never going to play music.
Great, yep.
But then the same kid, let's call him Samuel, little Sammy, he's in school, and it's the first day that they're doing music lessons, and he doesn't even know what the fuck music is. Music? What's this? He's never heard it in his life. The parents, they only listen to talkback radio. They never listen to any music in the car. No one sings in the household. Not even the birds in the backyard sing. But today they're learning music, and he picks up the recorder, and he's good at it. And not just good at it, he is the best in the class at it. What about that kid who goes on to be the next Mozart or Beyonce? What about Samuel? What about him?
If that happened,
yeah,
then that would be a really good example of why recorders maybe have a place in the world. But what else? If my mother had wheels, she'd be a fucking wagon. That's never happened, ever, Tom. There's never been that scenario you just described. How would this engineer kid you're making up, he would have all that natural inclination to be talented at music, but somehow he would go his whole life without that recorder, never being exposed to any kind of music, never picking up a guitar and playing around with it, never playing some drums or getting a bass and sort of. How would that come to happen?
I don't know, man, but it's the timing. You get them when they're young, and that's when their brains are developing, and they've got they can if they learn that skill early on, it's going to be so much easier then. Like kids who learn music at a young age versus kids who at high school yeah, man, I just want to start a band, and then they try to pick up guitar and they've never played anything before. The rate that they will learn at is immensely different. So Samuel needs the recorder, man, and he needs it when he's young.
I'm not sold. Let's really put a finer point on this. Maybe your answer is different than mine. I mean, I can't remember primary school that vividly, but cast your mind back. Any kid, including the musically inclined, can you remember anyone being yeah, it's recorder time?
Me. But for shady reasons that I don't want to go into.
Oh, okay, but it wasn't. But long story short, it wasn't because of the instrument and the playing of the recorder.
Yeah, despite everything I've just said about music and its worth, I loved recorder for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. I don't think I can remember a single kid being. And again, obviously, any class, there are some kids who are musos or whatever and good with instruments. I don't remember anyone being yeah. It's just kids who don't want to be music. It's just kids who don't want to play music being forced to play the shittiest instrument possible, and kids who maybe do like music who already know how to play way better instruments. Stupid. Is it still in the New Zealand curriculum?
Recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They still bring out those boxes with half tambourines and just sticks and stuff.
I'm writing into my...
And ukuleles now, because there are people like you who are the recorder is shit, and they just want it changed. But then most public schools can't afford it.
Ukuleles are a good $100, right? A cool $100.
Oh, cheaper than that. You get a little shitbox one. Yeah, that'd be good for the kids.
$60.
Like getting a classroom set.
Yeah. Okay.
Mate, pay the teachers more. Pay the schools more. Pay the I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Pay him more. But I'm writing to my local representative and asking him to get rid of the recorders, or petition the government to get rid of the recorders. And let's see, other crappy inventions. I think we can do this one pretty quickly.
This episode's reading like I feel like it's going to sound like a meeting. Like we've got like an agenda and we're going
next on the list of bad inventions.
It's a bit like that, huh?
Yeah. Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Ankle-length socks.
What?
Ankle-length socks.
For bad guys?
What?
For the bad... Is this a thing that you think shouldn't have taken off?
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is going to be... This is good. We're getting ones that, like, we're butting heads here. Because I'm, again, a big advocate of the ankle-length sock.
Well, I'm a high-top wearer, and whenever I see them... If I look at my drawer and the only thing left are ankle-length socks, I may as well have no socks right now. The back of my foot's going to be scraping against my shoes.
Yeah.
I feel like I get that they're good for, like, athletes who are wearing joggers, but... At the same time, do you really need ankle length for that? Like, are they really going to piss you off that much?
You can so tell that you're not a sports guy, the fact that you just called sneakers joggers.
Okay. I jog, too.
Joggers.
You know I jog?
He's in his joggers.
I do that. I go for runs.
In your joggers?
In my joggers, yeah.
Only ever in your joggers.
Or I call them trainers as well. I don't think I always view sneakers as like, that's what you call like kid shoes. Or... That's what you call kind of styly, sort of casual shoes, sneakers. I never thought of sneakers
it's a broad term.
as runners or whatever.
The joggers.
Runners, joggers, yeah.
Nobody else says that.
Okay. All good.
But the ankle-length sock, man, they didn't used to... They were like marketed to women before they were marketed to men. So for like quite a few years, I used to have to buy women's socks just so I could get the ankle length.
They are kind of girly, yeah.
Yeah, man. They had like because I think it was... I got into them because it was in like year 10. And that's an age where you might have your first part-time job, so you have a bit of money to play around with, and you really don't have the right worldview to have money to play around with.
Right.
And as a result, you end up buying some terrible things.
Uh-huh.
And one of those things that I bought was this pair of white globe moccasins. And I thought they were pretty cool, but they were atrocious, real bad. Like really, I used to clean them every day because I was like didn't want them to get any stains on them or anything like that. But in terms of the ankle length sock, they were the reason really because I wanted to wear them, but I didn't want the world to know I was wearing socks. I didn't want them to think I was one of those weak guys who gets sweaty feet.
Right. Okay.
So the ankle length sock was the perfect solution.
And they saved you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about them because I just, as I say, when I see them in my drawer, I go, fuck. I may as well throw them out. I don't. not a sock I enjoy. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
Voice synthesizers, and I thought about this for a bit because they do work well for certain people who are experimenting with music and kind of playing around with them. So this is a wishy-washy one, right?
Yep.
At the same time, though, I feel like back in the day, like early 1980s sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be a pop starlet, sure, you had to be good-looking and so forth.
Mm.
But you still had to have like a little something. You had to be kind of talented, and every pop star's voice had its own kind of thing. Whereas now, like, honestly, and I mean, part of this might be because I just don't listen to much pop music, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel as if Katy Perry and Taylor Swift could be largely interchangeable. I'm sure that they can hold a tune independently, but I don't feel like either of them really had to work to craft their voice and really do something different because it's just like, okay, yeah, you carry a tune about anything not great or anything that we need bigger, we'll just do in post. And then you'll essentially lip sync it in concert anyway because it's all about the show. And so we just have a bunch of like, we'll just get the best looking, most marketable person and we'll just put them on a stage. And I think we've got voice synthesizers to blame for that.
Mm. Just remember, Katy Perry, one of the greatest lyricists of all time. I mean, do you ever feel like a plastic bag floating through the air, wanting a second chance? I don't know about you, Matthew, but I feel that way every freaking morning.
Yeah. Plastic bag floating through the air. There are some stupid lyrics in pop music.
Fuck yeah, there is.
The other one with Clay Aiken.
Mm.
Do you remember that? This is back quite a while now. It's like 10 years, but that song...
Runner up to Ruben Studdard.
Yeah, exactly, but he had the bigger career, I guess.
Yep.
Because he's white.
Possibly.
Definitely.
Yeah,
shame on you, mass audiences. But he had this song called Invisible, and it was one of those ones you hear it, and you're just thinking, how on earth did this get to the studio and through production, and nobody said, hold on, that's bad, let's change that. It was, if I was invisible, I'd sit inside your room. Yeah. Just Clay Aiken singing about how he'd creep and kind of, watch a girl.
See, that's right in line with that Police song, the Sting, just that every step you take, every you make.
I'll be watching you.
Foul.
Yeah.
Foul. No one wants that in a partner.
Especially police.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I guess I always saw it, though, and maybe this is because of that Puff Daddy rendition they did. Or maybe this was
Clay
the
Aiken
original...
or Police?
Police.
Police, yeah.
And maybe... No, I feel like this was the original intention of that song. It's also because, it becomes more okay if you're dead and it's a loved one and you're like, I'll always be with you.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is the meaning of that song. That's definitely how it's used in the Puff Daddy version.
That makes more sense.
No, you're okay with
Clay
that.
Aiken can't use that defence.
No.
Because it's if I were invisible.
It's very literal. If I were invisible,
God.
I'd sit inside your room. And I can't remember anything else, but I'm sure it gets
Which
creepy.
girl at his high school rejected him, just said no to him when he wanted to take her to the dance?
Oh, he's gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What guy rejected him in high school just that he wouldn't?
Yeah.
I remember the ending now as well. It ends with like, oh wait, I already am. Fade out.
Fuck.
Fucking hell.
He fades out or the music fades out?
Music fades out.
He should also fade out and become
fade
invisible?
Out.
Yeah.
No, but like, we actually said fade out.
yeah, it's his command.
That would be good.
Fade out. Does it at the end of his concerts.
Now, grand finale.
Oh.
We were talking about Dragon's Den before, or what are we calling it again? Beaver's Dam.
Beaver's Dam.
We both thought of an invention.
It was our inventions.
Yeah, our own inventions.
Yep.
And I guess I'll
get
judge
ready.
you and then you judge me and we'll interrogate each other.
Alrighty.
Tommy walking into the room. I've got a cigar. I'm sitting back.
Yeah. Have a little sip on a little whiskey. Some ice. Just sneeze and just have $100 bills come out of your face. Okay. So I've written this. I've written an actual pitch here.
Okay, I'm listening.
And then what I'm going to say is, I've got one idea.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's no good, you let me know good and proper, and I'll throw something special at you.
Okay.
So if you go the first one, you also get this bonus product.
Okay.
Two products price of one. Okay.
I've got you. I understand the concepts. Come on, time is money.
Okay. In today's world, the divisional line between males and females is getting smaller by the second. In 2016, we've seen men breastfeed their children, while their wives grow big bushy beards, and Maddie, they'll be growing that crumb duster till the day they die, and they will look damn fine doing it. Because men and women are becoming one. And so are the consumer products they use. But what about those products that only the fairer sex are known for snatching up? What about the tampon? Well, I'm here to say that I've found a use for the tampon that applies to both the ladies and the fellas. 2 words. Bleeding noses. See, it doesn't matter if you've got a cock or a vagine. If you've got a heart that pumps blood, then you're susceptible to bleeding noses. But the trouble is, most burly blokes wouldn't be caught dead buying vampire tea bags in public, for fear that somebody might think that they're riding the cotton pony themselves. So, Matthew, this is where the humble tampon becomes the man-pon. So there's the pitch. Now I'm going to take you through what it actually is. So what we do is we take the tampon and we chop it in half. So it's a little bit shorter and it can fit inside a nostril. Same width, but it's just a lot shorter, so it's concealed in there. And it's essentially just exactly the same as a tampon, only shorter, and you put them on your nose when the nose is bleeding. And I'm looking for sort of $10,000 for 10% of the business. Are you in?
A few questions.
Yep. What do you got?
So this man-pon, you are essentially expecting through marketing, you can convince men to shove pre-made cotton tubes up their nose. Now, is this, I assume they would not be visible.
No, they're going to be little fellas, but they're going to be as absorbent as the tampon, because I get bleeding nose a lot of the time, and I put tampons in there, but the thing is, it's only about like a 16th of the actual tampon that gets used, so that's all you need, as long as you got the string to pull it out.
They're not visible. We've solved one problem. Mm-hmm. Now let's go on to what I really am stuck on.
Yep.
First of all, how often does your nose bleed? Because I don't think mine does not bleed very often. How much? Do you have any stats on how much the average person's nose bleeds?
I sort of, on average, your average person, your Joe Blog, he's sort of looking at sort of one nosebleed a season.
Season.
But
4 times a year.
But this is the thing, they're not who we're going after. We're going after your heavy bleeders, you know. We're talking your nerdlingers, you guys who get punched in the nose a lot. Guys who, they get a lot of bleeding noses. I myself, in the last 4-week period, have had 3 bleeding noses in the week. That's 12. That's a pack of 12. Boom. I've already gone through it. And that's just in a month.
Just going to the nerdlingers for a second, though. If you get a bleeding nose because of assault, then you're going to need assistance anyway. So the tampon, we can throw them out. You're already going to need things beyond the man bond.
What about the shower bleeders, you know?
So you get 3 nosebleeds a week. And how many of you do them there are in the world? How many?
People like me?
Yeah.
I can only say there is many. There are many.
And you think they'll be sold on the
big time
the man pond?
The man pond. And so you also some.
Why do you use this? You've been using it. Why do you use it as opposed to getting a tissue and nursing your nose with it?
Less waste, and it's more convenient because with the tissue you're going to need to I need to do about 12 replacements each time I get into bleeding nose. So that's stuffing it in there. You pull that out. You got to do another one, and you got to rinse and repeat about 12 times.
But you have to replace the man pond too, right?
You put it in once, and it absorbs everything, and you just leave it. I've done it mid-movie. I've done it mid-shift at work, mid-jog. I've even done it. You just whack it in there, and you're away.
I'll give you 5,000 for 20% of the business.
Done.
Okay.
We're on.
Great. Are you going to give me your other one?
You get the bonus product in too.
Well, I guess you don't want to waste material here.
Yeah, if you're in, then you also get Alka-Block, which is just sunblock that has alcohol in it. And when it absorbs into your skin, you get pissed.
You should have done that one first. How much?
How much?
How much?
Oh, that comes with the man pond. This is bonus product.
Is it legal?
No, hell no.
Okay. So, all right. All right. Well, I know some lobbyists that will get that through.
I love it.
Very good. Okay.
2 from 2.
Now, I put nowhere near... Mine's going to be more of a casual pitch.
Okay.
Should
I be a casual beaver then?
Or you can be like the bitchy lady. I don't know. You decided who you're going to be. Much more casual pitch. I didn't realize we were doing such a wow people kind of thing, you know. So
okay.
I salute your professionalism there, Tom.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Now, I invented an app. Okay. Now, I know that everyone and his brother has invented an app or has thought of an app idea. This is how I'm opening my pitch. I'm trying to lower expectations before I really. And I found that when I was trying to invent an actual thing, I kept inventing.
I'm trying to be the bitchy lady. I can't do it.
I kept inventing things that already exist. I'd be like, you stand up too often. So annoying. What if you had? It's a chair.
I do.
Right?
That.
Yeah. Or I accidentally invented the fleshlight while I was thinking of things. But that already exists too. But this is a good idea. This app is good, and it doesn't exist. I don't believe. I haven't done that much research. Yelp, right?
Yelp.
Now, people love people love Yelp.
They do.
Yelp means that you can look up businesses or restaurants, especially, and see what's good. Okay, but there's a problem. There's a problem though, especially in the States. Especially in the States. And let's face it, there's a lot of people in the United States. Okay? It's a big market, yeah?
Yeah.
Worst people in the world, what they do is they will make unreasonable requests at a restaurant and then be like, oh, well, if you don't comply with this, I'll give you a 1-star Yelp review. And this hurts a lot of things, right? It hurts the restaurants because they get unfair bad reviews. It also fucks over prospective customers because when they're searching, they might not see a restaurant that should be 5 stars because someone was screwing with the system, right? But at the same time, if there is a bad establishment out there, you do want to be able to know that they suck. So you want to have complaints available, but not be abused, right? So I've got an application. It's called Whinge, all right?
Which?
Whinge.
Whinge.
Yeah.
Whinge.
It's an application which is not for reviews. It's exclusively.
How are you spelling that?
Winge.
Drop the I and I'm potentially in. I like where this is going.
Oh yeah, a little Y in there. Winge. I like that. Yeah, it's very, very new. It's where people are spelling businesses wrong these days. I like that. Yeah. Okay. Good. Winge. Sold. Now I'll sell you. So exclusively for complaints, but there are controls built in so you don't abuse it. It's got you don't provide a rating, because obviously everything's negative already, and you don't even scale how bad it is. But it's got a Reddit-type upvote, downvote system. So the user base kind of decides if you're... and the other thing that'll be moderated is you've got to not use or use as sparingly as possible, otherwise your thing will be deleted, emotional language. So you had to be like, okay, I went in, I asked for this... they did this, or I went in, I ordered this, I got that. Like, just here is what I think was bad, in as factual way as possible. And if you get enough upvotes and you reach, a high enough threshold, it gets counted and can be seen. And if this took off in a big way, right? And maybe we could sell it to Yelp or make a deal with Yelp. They could have a feature where if a business crosses a certain threshold of amount of complaints or amount of complaints that reach a certain level, then they get like a little like kind of asterisk next to their name in the Yelp app. So
a little whinge.
Yeah, a little whinge. A whinge, that's right. There's my idea.
Okay.
I'm offering... you gave away your hand there. You said you quite liked it. I'm offering 10% of the business for $30,000.
See, I like it. I will admit that. I'm a fan of whinge. But... still not quite sold on the name. I like that we could meet halfway and drop the vowel.
Yep.
What if we flip the W?
And make it minge?
Yeah.
Can I ask why?
It's a better name.
Minge
it's going to look better on... Just imagine it now on a billboard. Minge.
Are you aware that minge is also British slang for vagina?
A what?
A vagina.
What's that?
It's the lady version of penis.
No, I don't have one of those.
Women's genitals.
No. I'm talking minge.
But that's what people will think. When they see minge, they'll think of vaginas.
But what if we'd use the good font? On the billboard, Calibri, or maybe sort of Bradley handwriting, TC. Minge.
What if we can compromise?
Do you want my money or not?
What if we can compromise again? What if we call it minger?
Minger.
Because minger doesn't mean anything. People will still make the association, but...
And it can be spelt like ninja, and we can have a cunning little guy, and that could be the ninja icon that pops up on the Yelp review when they get over a certain threshold.
It's like a complaint ninja.
I'm in.
I like it.
Shake hands?
Shake hands for the audio podcast.
There we go. The Beaver's Dam. Perfect game.
Beaver's Dam. Thanks for tuning in. Now, it's that time of the week again. It's that time of the week. You're stretching your nuts in a bad place.
Yeah. For that character, I was sitting at a weird angle. Didn't need to be. It's a fucking podcast.
Lightning round.
Lightning round.
All right, it's that time of the week again. It's our regular feature now. Tom, you quizzed me first last time, so I'm going to quiz you first this time.
Woo!
Lightning round for inventions. Tom,
Yep.
Every invention from the last 100 years is gone, except for one. What do you keep? Just a quick qualifier. If it requires another invention to run, you can still have that invention, but only to run this one. Only for that purpose. Go.
Cup.
Cup. Okay. I'm pretty sure you wasted that one. You can acquire all the knowledge from one inventor. Who?
Ooh. Doc from Back to the Future.
Okay. There are no physical limitations on what's possible.
Ooh.
What's the one thing you invent?
The Flying Man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You have to go back.
The Flying Man is not. It's not like the ability to fly. It's like a flying man. Like it's just one guy who can fly.
Okay, it's not like a thing you consume to make yourself the flying man, or
Nah,
like a suit
man.
you put on to fly.
Nah, he's like a flying man.
All right, cool. You have to go back in time and live as an inventor from history for a full decade. What life do you want? Whose life do you want?
I don't know the guys.
You gotta know someone.
Can I say the guy who invented the thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the guy who invented the slow cooker.
You would just be him.
Yeah.
Can I ask why?
Well, I just could have said any modern invention. I just kind of don't really want to live too far back into the past.
Just to clarify, you don't
To be honest,
you don't know who Thomas Edison is?
I know that guy,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to live in that time period.
That's true.
I would fuck that up and die of like the common cold.
Oh, that was quite smart too. You invented something quite recent, so therefore they'd still be living
Yeah.
in fairly modern times.
And I went
Right.
with the slow cooker because I imagine he's just kind of a chilled out guy.
Okay, it seemed like a stupid answer, but now it's a good answer. That makes sense. Okay.
Can you survive the lightning round? Okay, it's your turn, Matt.
Yep.
If you could patent any product or idea that exists today, what would it be and why?
I would choose the computer because it would make me
Nice.
a ton of money. Yep.
Yeah, a few people do use those. If you could uninvent any product, idea, or person, what/who would it be?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with the person who invented paperclips. Because no, you know, can I explain that one?
Because of the publisher paperclip icon? That is a...
No, I was trying to because I originally I was going to pick a nuclear weapon or something, right? But then historical ramifications. Some people are like, oh, I'd kill Hitler, but then what? So I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't have a butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It still probably would,
Have
but
a
I'm sure it
creature
wouldn't
effect.
be. Yeah. So, all right, cool.
Who's the better household inventor? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang's Caractacus Potts or Back to the Future's Dr. Emmett Brown?
I'm gonna go with Emmett Brown.
Controversial, cool. Oh, this one. Carefully answer here. This one could get very controversial. In Ricky Gervais's 2009 documentary, The Invention of Lying, there's a few conspiracy theorists out there who say it's not actually a documentary and it's a work of fiction.
All right.
What do you say to them?
I say I believe whatever Rob Lowe tells me to believe.
There we go. Controversial answer for a controversial question.
There has been the lightning round.
That's that was good. Lightning round.
Yeah, good.
That's
lightning
good.
round. Yeah,
Gives
we're getting used to it.
Gives the illusion of an ending, just talking faster and with more energy.
Yeah. Are we going to do casting broad?
Oh yeah, the old thing. I suppose we should, huh?
Yeah, end on every show.
Casting broad. Casting broad.
Where's Tom and Matt?
Yes.